Hello, it's a great night, or good evening to all.
Primeramente quiero darle gracias a Dios por estar aquí, Golden Boy por la oportunidad.
I want to give thanks to God for being here, and Golden Boy for this great opportunity to be here.
Y a todos ustedes porque sin los medios de comunicación nosotros no seríamos nada.
And to all the members of the press, because without you, the world wouldn't know us.
Quiero agradecer a todo el público mexicano que estuvo presente.
I want to give thanks to all the Mexican public and all the public that was present.
Que nos alentó en cada round, estábamos peleando y
that have been cheering in every round that I was participating in.
Tuvimos una pelea dura como se esperaba. Gracias a Dios salimos con la victoria.
It was a hard fight, just like we expected, but we came out victoriously.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Okay, any questions for Pablo Cesar Cano? Any questions? Yeah.
Pablo, did you think the fight was as close as, did you think it was a split second?
No, creo que gané bien la pelea. De hecho, los dos jueces me dieron casi todos los rounds, 7 rounds ganados. Y creo que pues el juez que vio la pelea más pareja fue diferente, ¿no? Pero no, yo creo que gané bien la pelea.
I thought I won the fight clearly, and obviously 2 of the judges had it right. The other judge, I don't know, he saw something different, but I thought I won the fight clearly.
Pablo, in a previous fight, you didn't make 147 pounds. Do you feel comfortable in the junior welterweight division, and is that where you plan on fighting in the future?
Sí, me siento mejor trabajado, un poquito más fuerte. Íbamos a 143 libras, hicimos 141 y media. Primeramente Dios para la próxima 140 y vamos a trabajar para agarrar ese título de 140.
Yes, I felt a lot stronger. I felt very good at this weight. The contract weight was 143, and I made 141. The next couple of fights, I want to start, getting down to 140, and I think it's a better weight for me.
Okay.
Pablo, felicidades. ¿Te sirvió la experiencia de boxear con Mariachi, con Morales, con Mosley? ¿Cómo te sirvió la experiencia por este combate?
Yo siempre lo he dicho, ¿no? Esas grandes peleas, esas grandes guerras son las que me gusta hacer a mí. Gracias a Dios me dio la victoria y me sirvió de mucha experiencia pelear con Mariachi, con Mosley, con Morales. Yo creo que eso fue la gran experiencia que me dejó esas peleas, las saqué a flote.
I'll translate. The question was the losses you have to Morales, Mosley, and Malinachi. Did you gain any experience? Did they help you in this fight? And he said yes. I've always said it, that those big fights, I like those big fights, and obviously I gained a lot of experience from those fights, and I utilized them. Okay, anybody else? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Pablo.
No, you fouled.
All right, next up is the new IBF Junior Middleweight World Champion, Carlos Molina, who took the title here from E.J. Smith. Coming up, there's Luis de Cuba, and Leon Michael is his promoter.
How's everybody doing? That's the fight I want next. Lloyd. Oh, I'm just happy to win my first world title here on a big stage right here at MGM Grand. I want to thank everybody that will be here for Showtime. Everybody was part of the show. And,
As skinny as I used to be.
It's an honor to win this belt here.
Question for Carlos. To your left, Carlos.
Given your history,
I guess not.
With tough decisions, and given the fact that Ishe is a local guy, and the fight was very close, were you worried before you heard the decision? And what were your feelings after you heard the decision?
No, yes, I was worried, especially when I heard that second score. I was like, I was just waiting, seeing what the third score was going to say. And then when they said and you, then I felt relaxed. And, everything, the hard roll that I had here was all worth it. What's up? Who's next? I want Mayweather. I want all the belts. I'm happy with this one right now, but I want all 4 belts. Whatever I have to do to get that fight, I'll be willing to earn it. I'll fight the Cotto, Canelo, whatever. I'll get up there.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you. Well, 25,403 times $100. That's a little over $2.5 million. So we know now who the one is. But I think tonight we realized as well that there is another one. And the other one, I think, make all of you guys, hopefully believers, right? That other one is still the undisputed super lightweight world champion from Philadelphia, Danny Swift Garcia. Come on up.
First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank Loaded Boy Showtime. I want to thank my family, my dad for the support they gave me through this tremendous training camp. And we had a game plan. We stuck to it. And we worked hard tremendously for 10 weeks. And I knew if I just stood focused, don't let nothing get in my head, tunnel vision. And that's what I brought to this fight. I stood disciplined. I got the job done. I'm happy the fans enjoyed the fight. And until the next one, you guys know what I bring to the table. A lot of hard work, a lot of speed, a lot of power, and still WBC WBA Ring Magazine Super Lightweight Champion of the World, Danny Swift Garcia. Thank you all.
Kevin, I have to admit, you picked Danny, and I said I'm going to point you out at the post-fight press conference, and here I am pointing you out.
Thank you,
Well done.
Thank you very much. Danny, a couple things. First of all, you kind of started slow and your dad yelled at you and said, wake up, basically what was going on in the early rounds? It seemed like, you weren't the way you were in the last 9 or 10.
I knew I had 12 rounds to work with. I didn't want to go in there and shoot everything I had in the first 6 rounds because I know he's dangerous in the early rounds. He's a strong puncher, so I knew if I just use my legs a little bit, make him miss, and I'll get him at the end.
And I know, you fought a fight 2 weights below where Floyd was, but do you feel like you did enough in your performance tonight to see yourself matching with Floyd the next time out?
I really don't know. At the end of the day, I'm just a fighter. That comes to fight with a big heart, and I come to give the fans what they want. And Golden Boy, Al Heyman, and them guys want that, then I'll do it. But it is what it is.
2 other questions then, Danny. How good did it feel to get the knockdown? Because everybody was saying, Lucas was such a hard puncher, was going to blow you out, and here you knocked him down, and he never hurt you. Seriously hurt you.
See, I faced adversity before. That's the difference between me and him. He's a great fighter. I take nothing away from him, but he's never faced adversity. He's never been cut late in a fight. He's never been 12 hard rounds with a legend, I've been in there with a lot of technical fighters who can really fight and give you good shots, and I sucked it up. I faced adversity before, and I knew if I took him late in the fight that I'll get him.
And then lastly, Angel, can I ask you, how do you think Danny would match up if he fought Floyd? You know, Floyd had a great performance tonight. If that were to be the next fight for Danny, how do you think he would do?
Well, first of all, I want to thank God and for God giving Danny all the power in the world. Because what I am, anyone opinion, I won't be here. Well, if that was to happen, I'll call it the Holy War. It will be the Holy War because it'd be two gifted fighters, spiritual fighters that God put on this planet to fight. Blessed fighter, because Floyd's blessed, Danny's blessed. He just still got to, prove himself to you guys. That's it. Because people still doubting the champ of the world, and still champ of the world. God bless you.
Danny, right here. Right here.
Where?
Right here.
Okay.
Danny.
Oh, all right. My bad, he's right on the top.
Yeah. Danny, you fought some good punchers before, and he hit you with several hard shots. You took them very well. How would you rate his power, and did at any time did you feel any of those punches?
I mean, he's a strong puncher, no doubt about it, but somebody's only strong if you let him be strong. And a lot of the punches he caught me with, I was pulling my head back a little bit, I was blocking a little bit, so I never really felt his power. I mean, he's a strong puncher, I felt his aggressiveness, but he never really hurt me in the fight.
And it seemed like the first couple of rounds were really close. He was putting a lot of pressure on you, and the tide seemed to change around the sixth when you closed his eye.
Yeah.
At that point, you seemed like you got a boost, and you were putting your combinations together. You were starting to tee off on him a little bit. When you saw the eye close, did that just say, I got to really put it on this guy?
Like right there, it was in my head. I was like, before the fight, I was like, this guy's never faced adversity. He's never been cut. He's never been hurt. And that was my game plan to go in there, to cut his eye, to make his eye swollen, knock him down. I did both things, and that's what a true champion does.
Danny, right here. What next for you? Who do you want to face?
I just want to go home, take some time off, and let my body recuperate. I had a tough camp. And like I said before, whatever Richard wants, whatever Al Heyman wants, then we do. I'm just a fighter. My job is to fight and give the fans a great fight.
Danny, to your left, do you remember exactly which shot it was that began closing his eye, and when you realized that, and how much that changed your strategy?
I think it was a jab. It was a jab. I hit him with a jab, and I saw him blink in his eye. And then about 45 seconds later, his eye was closed. So I just kept working it.
Danny, right here. Right here. Right here next, next to Shorty right here. Did you said this is going to be your last fight at 140. Is that because you feel like you've cleaned out the division and you wouldn't be as motivated to stay here and you need a challenge?
No, I'm always motivated. I'm a self-motivated person. Nobody has to wake me up and tell me to run. I know what I gotta do. But hey, I beat the best fighters at 140. What else you want me to do? I beat everybody at 140. I beat two guys I wasn't supposed to beat, and I beat them in fashion.
Danny, you said that Lucas hadn't fought the adversity that you fought right here. How important were fights with Amir Khan and Zab Judah for you being ready for this fight tonight?
I mean, every fight's a very important fight because you're going to grow. And, those two fighters were real technicians. They were real technical boxers. So I feel like every fight to this fight led me to this fight. And the experience, like I said before, I'm only 25, but that was my 5th championship fight. I'm starting to feel like a young veteran in the game.
Hey, Danny, did the fact that everyone was picking Matisse to knock you out, did that inspire you at all tonight?
Nah, because at the end of the day, I had tunnel vision. I don't really pay attention to the media. I don't really care what people say about me. I know what I can do. My dad knows what I can do. He believes in me. And as long as my kid believes in me and I believe in myself, no one can beat me.
Thank you.
Hey Danny, we talked about this last week. You've been the underdog in so many fights. What happens when you become the favorite? How do you treat that?
I mean, like I said, I'm gonna approach it the same way. Hard work in the gym, stay disciplined, live a good life, and go out there and get the job done. I don't pay attention to the media. I know what I can do. My team know what I can do. Like I said, I go into every fight with that same strong mindset.
And one other question for you. You know, earlier you talked about making Lucas respect your power. Do you think you made him respect your power in the early rounds?
I made him think, I know that. A lot of people didn't think I could move the way I was moving in there. I brought the Philadelphia out of me right there. So, you know, a lot of people thought I was a flat-footed fighter, I was slow, and he was just going to be able to go in there and knock me out.
Swift.
But, you know, I had to show what my name was about.
Swift, baby.
I got a question for Angel. Angel, right here, right here. In boxing, father-son, trainer relationships aren't always, you know, don't always work. You guys have been through the fire in a lot of your fights, and going back to the Amir Khan fight, the second round where you really got in Danny's grill. What is it about you, your relationship as a father and a trainer that works?
The first thing is, love is too strong. I love Danny so much. People don't understand that. Yeah, I love the hell out of Danny. What you want me to say? It's my son. I love all my children. Listen, I will never sell Danny out for nobody. I love my children too much. I struggle. What I have, I struggle to give them. I told Danny to be a hard worker and a listener. If you listen, I say, Danny, if you listen, all you gotta do is knowledge is free. All you gotta do is listen to me. If you listen to me, I'll give you all the knowledge in the world. There's no money, it was knowledge. I say, you get knowledge, listen, I say out of 10, only one's gonna make it, that one's gonna be if you listen. And I'm glad that he listened. That's why he's here today. This didn't start one day when he was 14, 16, went to the gym, and he went to the gym, all of a sudden he wanted to fight. This started when he was a child. This was a dream. Nobody believes this. This didn't just start. People say, oh, well, you don't know how to train. Listen, I'm the most underrated trainer there is, and he's the most underrated fighter there is. And you guys still ain't gonna give him credit, but it doesn't matter to us, because we're still undefeated. I don't even want that, honestly. I don't even want that. Cause you know what? That ain't gonna make me no better. Give me some millions.
All right. Any questions? Any other questions? There's one more there. We did a lot of it, we know that.
¿Puedes hablar alguna palabra en español para tus seguidores en Puerto Rico y en toda Latinoamérica? Y después de...
Can't hear the question.
Will you speak a little bit in Spanish for your followers in Puerto Rico and in all Latin America, please? For all the Latin American people.
Comment on the mic in Spanish. You need the mic. You can't hear him.
What did he say?
Comment on the fight.
No, he needs the mic. Can't hear him.
He said comment on what Danny comment on the fight.
Anything you want.
La pelea fue bien difícil, pero yo entreno bien duro y gano la pelea. Y gracias a todos los latinos que apoyan. Philly Rican.
Good? All right,
Thank you all.
I understand that Lucas Matisse is in the hospital and obviously being checked out for the eye, the hand, and supposedly the jaw as well. Bernard, if you want to make some comments on 1-1. Oh, okay, you want to go to the main event, the one, okay. So the question is if Bernard could talk about the decision. I think you are referring to the scorecard of CJ Ross, which had it scored 114 and 114. you know, when they, and I'm going to give it to Bernard in a minute, but basically what happened is when they sent out the list, meaning Nevada State Athletic Commission, with the different judges and the different refs on there, I usually don't, but I did call Keith Kaiser and told him, look, whatever you're going to decide, make sure there's going to be no controversy, that you are going to take somebody where people are not going to question the decision of appointing certain judges or referees or whatever, because the whole world will be watching. The whole world was watching, and obviously that scorecard, I think, was a disgrace. And how that judge could be appointed after the decision of the Bradley and Pacquiao fight is not, unfortunately, not a question I can answer, but I would urge you guys from the media to ask the Nevada Athletic Commission, how can that happen, and is it going to happen again?
Richard, why didn't you? Yeah, I mean, I'm only going to echo basically real briefly, to be honest with you, we ain't going to be too long with this, because it is what it is. I mean, that was the only negative when it comes to the scoring and things like that tonight. I don't know what Ross was looking at or those scores came from, but this is something that, you know, we can be up here and say why this, why you think this and think that, but it's the writers. I mean, y'all got the magic fingers to the typewriter, or some of y'all still got typewriters, but the computer and also the pen. So, y'all the media. I mean, if y'all feel the same way that most of us feel about the scorecard, then you were right about it, you would say about it, and listen. When fighters get old, they shouldn't fight no more, you jump on and say, look, he should leave, right? Well, we got judges. I don't know how old he was. Maybe he was 90, maybe he was 80, maybe he was whatever. But when you judge fights that was so one-sided, I mean, come on. I mean, I don't care who it is. When it's not right, it's just not right. Cut and dry.
I have no way to go and influence the commission. The commission is doing what they're going to do, and you're going to have to leave it to them. I mean, if it's going to come to the point where a promoter can sway a commission to appoint certain judges or referees, I certainly don't want to have anything to do with that. That's not my job. Commission's job, and it should be the commission's job, and no promoter should have any say-so in the appointment of the officials.
Bernard, can I ask you one thing about Danny? Over here to your left. If Danny were to fight Floyd, what do you expect the shape that fight should take? I mean, what challenges would Danny give him that no one else has been able to?
To me, it's just too premature to talk about the hypothetical. I mean, you know, we don't know if he's going to fight him or not. I mean, you ask him and he didn't say, so I can't even guess and try to burn time on because you're waiting for, you know, Floyd or whoever to come to ask the questions you really want to answer. But I want to say about his performance, if I can. This reminded me, and it ain't about me, obviously, I'm doing my job as the promoter. When I talk to most media people, again, y'all are human, so y'all should be able to get it wrong. At least some of y'all should think y'all should be able to get it wrong. And I know it's kind of hard. It reminded me of 2001 when I fought Phillips Trinidad, and everybody was saying how hard this left hand is. So the gun that he bought, Matisse tonight, was taken away from him by a little bit of movement, as I shared in Danny Garcia's new gym in Philadelphia. You give him a little slight movement, no running, save the legs. And it's times you're going to have to take some punches to prove that you got a chance, but don't take a lot of them to prove a point. Danny fought when I say perfect fight, they say you can't do anything perfect. Tonight was one of those fights where he did what he's supposed to do, and what Angel, from my scene for the last 2-3 weeks, worked on it. It was a masterful performance. He took the man gun away that everybody said it was so powerful, and it was. And we've seen Matisse actually, with the eye helping, really fall apart. He was desperate the last 4 rounds, trying to hit it with any bomb he could hit it with. And Danny at that time was encouraged by the eye being swollen and took advantage of it. I mean, this reminded me, because he was such an underdog, what, 7-1, 6-1? I mean, 3-1, I mean, that's with a guy that's undefeated, a guy that's the champion in the division, he's a 3-1 underdog. To me, that's like 17-1. But this man did a great job, and you know what? He's a superstar tonight. He might not have been one starting off. He needed to prove that signature fight. That signature fight every fighter needs to say that or y'all to say that we believe this guy's a superstar. Obviously, you know, if you do great numbers, it seats, butts in the seats. But he showed me tonight that he reached that level, man. That was a great performance. It was the fight of the night, as far as I'm concerned.
5 minutes for Canelo.
Richard, I was wondering, right here in front, to your left. I was just wondering do you feel, and I know you have to talk to Floyd, but do you feel that makes sense, a Danny fight? If Floyd is interested, does that fight interest you? Do you think that makes sense? Especially given Floyd won a 54 title tonight and Danny was at 40.
Well, you know, I'm going to have to sit down with Floyd and his team, and I'm really not prepared to discuss any names, whether it's going to be somebody at 47, 54, who knows, maybe even at 60. So we just have to see what's out there and put together a big fight again.
Do you see anybody, you know, Canelo obviously had the passionate fan base and everything, so he could turn this into a big promotion because some people thought he might win. Do you see anybody out there that could do the same thing to make a fight as big as this is, given the landscape of who would be available to fight Floyd?
Well, I think Canelo was and still is a big star. And I think those people who came out for Canelo tonight, they're going to come out for Canelo again. And so I really don't think the sport has, right now, a Mexican star of that magnitude. So, you know, we just have to see what we can do. But, you know, I think what we saw tonight again, how brilliant Floyd Mayweather is. And I think at this point, it just almost doesn't seem to matter who you put in front of him. Probably could put the Klitschko's in front of him and beat them too. So, I mean, it is a once in a lifetime, once in a generation, and maybe a once in the history that you see a talent like that. I mean, Canelo is a young, strong guy, and the way he just dominated it. But that's what he has been doing with everyone. Look what he's done with Juan Manuel Marquez or with anyone else. So we'll have to see what we can do for Floyd for his next fight. But the good news is when you are the pound-for-pound king, the list of guys who want to fight you never seems to get shorter. It always seems to get longer.
Right now, who would you put at the top of the list? And right now, what's in your mind for Canelo next?
I haven't really thought on either one. You know, I don't think that, I think Canelo is probably going to be fighting in one of his next fights, maybe the next fight for a world title again. So we'll have to see what the landscape out there is. You know, still would love to see if, let's say, Miguel Cotto wins a Cotto Canelo fight. Who wouldn't want to see that? You know, the same, by the way, is with Lucas Matisse. It's these kind of fighters who you love to see. I mean, who wouldn't want to see a Matisse Maidana fight? There's so many great matchups there. Just because you lose a fight, the good news is that boxing has learned that you don't have to go back in line and start from the bottom again. And losing against the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, you know, there's no shame in it. I think Canelo learned a lot tonight. He's a 23-year-old, and you know, so we'll see.
Richard, so I was just wondering what you thought about how quick you'd like to turn Canelo around. If you think it's important for him, you know, after going through this massive promotional ordeal for the last several months and then suffering the loss tonight, if you think it's important for him to kind of get right back on the proverbial horse and get back into fighting, or if it's better for him to take a little bit of time off and kind of regroup and see where he goes from here.
Well, that's totally up to him. I mean, totally up to him. I can see a reason for either one. But the fact is, you know, he had a long camp, worked very hard for this fight, and I think now he should spend some time with his family in Guadalajara, and then when he's ready, we will be ready, and I know that the fight fans will be ready, because Canelo is an exciting fighter, and he's a very charismatic fighter, and as we've seen with Juan Manuel Marquez. I mean, after losing to Floyd Mayweather every second of every round, he became bigger than he ever was. You know, the same is true for Victor Ortiz. The same is, I think it just elevates all these guys to a totally different level. And I think Canelo today is bigger than he ever was. And so we'll let him decide. But if he tells me he wants to fight before the end of the year, we're ready. If he tells me he wants to fight sometime in the first quarter of next year, we're ready. If he wants to fight in May, I'm ready. You know, we'll see. And there's going to be plenty of good fights at 150, plenty of exciting fights one can make at 154. Canelo is on his way. He's almost here. I was in the locker room right after the fight. Obviously, Canelo was was very disappointed. Was hanging his head because I think he was disappointed that it didn't go the way he thought it would go. And I think that's not surprising for anyone, particularly for a 23-year young who had such big hopes to dethrone the pound-for-pound king. And I told him that the Yankees don't win every game either. Chivas de Guadalajara, they don't win every year championship either. And yet they still what they are. And Canelo, even though he didn't win tonight, he's still Canelo, and he will have many, many, many other big nights here at the MGM Grand, filling up the venue as a world champion. Please give it up for my good friend, an amazing fighter, an amazing person inside and outside of the ring, my favorite fighter, Canelo Alvarez.
Buenas noches. Bueno, pues quiero agradecerles el apoyo que nos brindaron para este gran evento, el apoyo que me brindó a mí toda la afición, muy bonito. Y pues, obviamente, no quería salir de aquí con una derrota. Nadie quiere salir con una derrota de aquí. Y me pegan el orgullo muy fuerte, pero pues así es esto y hoy me tocó perder.
Good evening to all of you, and I'm very gracious to all of you for all the support I received. Obviously, I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to leave here with a loss, but it happens. It hurts, but here I am. Questions? Thank you very much.
Any questions? Questions?
Come on, guys. Wake up, guys.
Canelo, how difficult was Floyd's speed for you to deal with? And he seemed like he was popping you with that jab all night long. You never got an answer for it. Can you comment on sort of those two things?
Sí, es un peleador rápido y lo hace más rápido todavía cuando un peleador nomás te está punteando, cuando te está haciendo puntos. Sus golpes no son de poder, nada más es para ganar la pelea, para hacer puntos, y eso lo hace que sea un peleador más rápido.
Yes, he's very fast and accurate, and more so when he's just trying to, make points. I didn't really feel his punches; they weren't really that strong, but he was making points and he's very fast.
Did his speed take you out of your fight plan? And if so, how did he do that?
No, yo estaba haciendo mi plan de trabajo, simplemente él hizo otras cosas y no me dejó hacer mi plan de trabajo bien como lo tenía pensado, y simplemente no supimos cómo contrarrestar eso.
No, not at all, not at all. I had my game plan and I kept trying to work on my game plan, and he was very good. He took me out of it, and we just didn't have an answer for it.
I want to ask up to the podium as well now, the undisputed, unquestioned pound-for-pound king, Floyd Money Mayweather, who tonight showed again why he is on top of the sport. Give it up for Floyd.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Oh, you can, if you want to, we do this every day, so my voice is a little hoarse.
Any questions, guys?
First off, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank social media. Just thank the media, period. Everyone. You guys have been brilliant. I want to commend this young, strong champion because he will carry the torch. Tonight, experience played a major key. Canelo got everything it takes to be a legend in the sport. Tonight was just my night. I'm truly blessed to be where I'm at. I have a good team. And like I always say, it took hard work and dedication, praise and belief. And I want to thank everybody that came out to support Canelo. I want to thank the country of Mexico for supporting Canelo. I want to thank the fans that flew from around the world to come cover this fight. It's been truly an amazing ride. And what else can I say? We did it again.
Floyd, to your left, I have a question. Congratulations. It was a great performance tonight. Two things. First of all, do you feel that was the best performance you had? When you look back at all the great efforts you had, I mean, this was such a one-sided fight and such a, you didn't just throw a jab, you threw the uppercuts and the hooks and the straight right hands and everything. Comprehensively, do you think this was your best?
I just took my time and took opportunities and took the opportunity when it presented itself. When the opportunity presented itself, I took advantage of it. I cannot say this is my best performance. I still got 4 fights left, with Showtime and CBS. And of course, I got to thank Showtime and CBS and thank the MGM Grand for giving me the biggest deal in sports history.
When you heard 114, I think everybody almost went, fell over. Can you describe what your reaction was when you heard that? You were asked at the pre-fight news conference, did you have an objection to that, Judge? And you said no. Do you have an objection to her now?
From what I found out when I asked questions, that was the same judge from the Pacquiao-Bradley fight. I'm just leaving it to the the best commission in the world is the Nevada Commission, so I just leave it in the hands of the commission. And if they feel like the person should be out there judging fights, then it is what it is. That person could be a little bit could be older. I think it's a woman. She could be kind of older. Things happen. Any more questions?
Yeah, Floyd, right here.
Where you at?
Right here, right in front of you, right in front of you.
My dude, what's going on?
Yeah.
Think I go for cold?
Yeah. Was there ever a point, first of all, how was the right hand? How was that through the fight? And was there ever a point where you felt like you could try to go for the knockout?
Actually, what happened in the fight was I was using the jab. I think I could have used more combinations going down the stretch, but we came close at one particular time. I think I dislocated my left elbow when we came close, so I stopped throwing the jab, I think after the 5th round. But then, when I went back to the corner, I looked over at my children and I said, I can't give it up. I told myself I got to keep using my jab because I was put in this position for a reason.
When you say give it up, what do you mean? You look at your kid.
Well, my arm was hurting and I wanted to stop throwing my jab and just paw with the jab and just land the right hand. But I forced myself to use the jab. My right hand feel good, my left hand feel good, but it's a champion, man. I take my hat off to Canelo. He's a true champion, and a true champion can take a loss and bounce back. And I only got 24 months left, and this is the man.
Floyd, right here.
Floyd, right here.
Talk to me.
Everyone pretty much saw lopsided fight in your favor. Was there anything that Canelo did well in the fight and anything that you had to adjust to?
Canelo does everything well. He goes to the body good. He goes to the body good. He got a good jab. He's a good counter puncher. He's not 42. He's not 42-0 for nothing. You know, well, now I'm 42-1, but in my eyes, he's still the champion.
Floyd, straight back. Congratulations.
My dude, what's going on?
Tremendous performance tonight, and that made me think about when you talked about the Guerrero fight in the pre-fight, and I was rather surprised when you gave yourself a grade of a D in a fight that you basically dominated, shut out. So if that was a D, I'm curious if you have a grade for yourself in this fight.
Well, no, I have to go home and sit down and watch the fight, because I really don't like to go home and watch my fights, because I'm a critic of myself. But every time I watch any fight, I say I could have done this better, I could have done that better.
So you'll call me after you watch and let me know?
You'll see me in May. I'm fighting in May, so you get a chance to see me again in May.
My other question for you then is, given the craziness of the scorecards, I think in the eyes of most people in this room, even the other two judges that gave you the fight seemed to be kind of weird. Was there ever even a single round in the fight where you felt like, hey, you know what, Canelo, maybe he got that round on me?
He fought hard. He fought hard.
But did he win any rounds, in your opinion?
He fought hard.
Yeah. I got it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Floyd, excuse me, right straight in front of Dan right field.
You've been doing interviews since I've been 10 years old.
10 years old, yeah. As you look back on the spring and summer, Floyd, this is the first time in 11 years that you've had two fights this close together. What was the impact of essentially being in camp for 7-8 months a year?
I was happy. You know, the young guys in my gym, the young guys that's under my banner, I don't know where they at. Ashley, I'm still proud of you. You conduct yourself like a true champion, so I fought like a champion too. Camp was tremendous. Me, my father, and my Uncle Roger, we have a great chemistry. A lot of people didn't think my father and my Uncle Roger could work together, but we all a lot older now, a lot more mature, so everything is working hand in hand. So May, I don't know if it's May 4th or May 5th, but single to Mayweather. I'll be fighting.
Does it make a difference, though, fighting 4 months and change apart as opposed to the year layoff?
I think I can stay sharp. I thought I could, like I said before, I'm upset with myself still from this fight. I'm still mad at myself that I didn't throw enough combinations down the stretch because I got hurt. But I even want to take my hat off to my Uncle Jeff Mayweather. He's a trainer that's on the rise. I mean, if there's any champion out there, my Uncle Jeff is training fighters, my Uncle Roger's training fighters, my father's training fighters. I always got to build my team now. I love my team. So we had a great training camp. And yeah, I hear you, Nate. Nate's a good trainer, but Golden Boy Promotions, man, true professionals, great fighters. Richard Schaefer done a hell of a job, and I want Oscar to, I want him to come home and get back to what he do best, as far as getting behind these young fighters and help coaching them and keep them on the right path. Because Oscar Fellow is a true champion, and I commend him and take my hat off to him also.
Floyd, right over here to your left, standing up, your left, right. This fight was obviously billed as one of the biggest in boxing history, and a lot of people might say that the competition did not live up to the billing of the biggest in boxing history. Is that a testament to your budding career as a promoter and the promotion to it, or is it a testament to your skill and the fact that there's no one out there who can give you a fight worthy of the biggest fight in history?
Well, when you get to this level, you have two thinkers. Canelo's a thinker. I'm a thinker. This was chess tonight. We both are thinkers, counterpunchers and thinkers. It's an up-and-coming champion versus a legendary champion. Someday he will go down in the Hall of Fame. Someday I will go down in the Hall of Fame. And like I said before, I only got 24 months left. And it's a lot of young champions out there that's going strong. Danny Garcia, Batista, look tremendous.
Floyd, on this undercard, we saw two Albanian fighters fight each other in the co-feature. given that one of those guys, the winner of that fight, could possibly be one of the better options for you, is there any chance we see you fight one of Al's guys in the future?
I don't know what the future holds right now. You know, I'm not a psychic. You know, only thing I can do is keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best. I like to fight in May. I don't have an opponent yet. And fight again in September. And then fight again in May, and then fight again in September. So we just take one day at a time. I go back, sit down with Leonard, talk it over with Leonard. But I need a vacation. I haven't taken a vacation in 4 or 5 years. It's hard to take a vacation because when you go to any country, it's crazy, it's wild. So, but you know, that's life.
Floyd, Canelo could build a case that he was a qualified candidate to fighting. Who else out there, now that you've eliminated this guy, can make a case that he can beat you, given the the last 2 performances?
This is still one of the pound best fighters in the world today, and before long he'll be champion again. You know, I like to see Canelo fight the guy in Molina that fought tonight. I think that'll be a good fight for him, this next fight. You know, just a fight that can get his confidence back. You know, but he's a young champion, and he fought his heart out tonight.
Floyd, over here.
What's up, my man?
Can you talk about the game plan tonight? I think when you came out and opened up a little bit more aggressively, you took Canelo a little off guard. Was that the plan from the outset?
That was my dad. He said, you know, he just said, go out there and do what you do best. You know, you done been here before. And then he said, you built for this. And I said, I'm gonna go out there and do what I got to do. Then I came back to the corner. He said, you fighting a little tight. He said, loosen up a little bit. So I went back out. We boxed a little bit more and came back. He said, you still fighting tight. So then he said, close up and go in the pocket. Basically, that's our defense, the Mayweather defense. Close up and go to him. I closed up. I think I started throwing combinations a little bit more. Then we bumped. We bumped arms. And that's when I thought I dislocated my left elbow. So I think for the 6th and the 7th round, I was just basically pawing with the jab. But then when I came back to the corner, I looked at my family, I said, I gotta use it. I have to use it. Because I got the will to win. I was born to win, I'm gonna die winning.
And another question, because you talked about you wanted to go for the knockout. But as soon as you dislocated the elbow, did you figure, again, because the Guerrero fight, you hurt your hand when you were trying to go for the knockout?
I still was going for it, of course. I was still trying to hit him with big shots. He was trying to hit me with big shots. He threw a hell of a thigh shot. It was a good shot. I'm walking with a limp right now. I'm just, like I said, social media, you guys done a tremendous job. Everybody that covered the fight, you guys done a hell of a job, remarkable job. TheMoneyTeam.com, of course, all you gotta plug. All you gotta plug the Money Team, TMT to the day I DIE. Mayweather Promotions, we are the past, the present, and the future of sports and entertainment. Golden Boy Promotions, we work hand in hand with you guys. I love the relationship that we have. Al Heyman, continue to keep doing a hell of a job with these young fighters. I couldn't thank you and Leonard enough for going out there and getting me the biggest deal in the sport of boxing. I want to take my hat off to my father. I'm glad he's back with my team. And we're still going strong. What else can I say? I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight.
One more.
Over here.
Right here. Floyd, right now, age seems to be your only real enemy. If we can, if we can use those words. I wanted to ask you, how physically, how different is when you started off in terms of training? Do you feel anything different in your body, adjustments, anything you can tell about that?
I feel a lot better now. More mature, I feel a lot better. Since I'm older. Where when I was young, it's different. I think when I was young, it's like I beat all these fighters just, I was partying every night and beating all the world champions. But I think it was around 2007, 2000, I think when I fought Oscar, that's when I started staying in the house a lot, and concentrating more on my job, which is boxing. And because normally training camp is like We go to the boxing gym, we leave the boxing gym, we go shopping, we go to the club, we go to the strip club. That's when I was young, but now since I'm older, things change. You know, I'm more of a homebody.
Floyd, can I just get one quick one from you? First of all, congratulations on your victory tonight. You know, if you look back at your career, you know, you've had a habit of making great fighters look ordinary when they get in the ring with you. I just want to know where you would rank your performance tonight in the perspective of your entire career. You know, you had great fights like beating Corrales, beating Hackney, guys like that. Where would you rank tonight's performance in the lexicon of the story that'll be Floyd Mayweather when you retire from boxing?
Well, that's for everybody else to rate. You know, because every time I go out there and I say I'm going to do something, I do it. So I don't think that's bragging. I think it's the truth. I say I'm going to win, I won. I went out there 45 times, and I won 45 times. Anything can happen in the sport of boxing. You know, you can't overlook no opponent. I never overlooked Canelo because I knew he was going to bring his A game. And I can't break myself. You know, I'll let you guys do that. You know, my career's over. Where we at?
Floyd, Manny Pacquiao has a fight right here. Manny Pacquiao has a fight coming up in Macau. After this fight today, do you feel like that's a fight that you want down the road?
Like I said before, take one day at a time. That's right now, that's not my focus. My focus is going home, spend time with my family, take a vacation, and continue to take Mayweather promotion to the next level, continue to take my TMT brand to the next level. That's what it's about. I'm not focused on Manny Pacquiao at this particular time.
Do you think that, though you said you want 2 more fights in May and September, do you think that Manny Pacquiao would take your promotion to another level? Certainly in money it would.
At this particular time, focus on taking a vacation, spending time with my family.
All right, thank you very much. While I'm up here, I gotta take my hat off to this legend, to be almost 50 and world champion in the sport. Give it up for Bernard Hopkins. I want to thank everybody for coming out.
One last thing, just very quickly. Tonight we saw some of the best of boxing, the best the sport has to offer. We will be rebroadcasting this event, both the main event and the co-feature. So we will be showing on the 21st, 9 p.m. on Showtime. We'll be replaying both the Garcia-Batiste fight as well as our main event tonight. That's the 21st of September, 9 p.m. on Showtime. Thank you.